Hello, Algebra 2 students. So in this particular page, we're going to add this one to your notebook, but we are going to explore transformations by physically graphing it by hand, and then we're going to talk about the domain and range. So again, the domain is your x values, the range is your y's. So if I look at the first one, this is the parent function. So my domain, x values go from -4 to +4. So I'm going to write it like that. And my range, the lowest y value I have is -3, and the highest one I have is 4. So the domain and range the domain goes from -4 to 4, and the range goes from -3 to 4. So we're going to graph each one of these based on this parent function. So what I would do is look at these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points on the graph, adjust it based on the transformation, and then again do the domain range. So on this first one, number 1, it's f of x plus 2. So this plus 2 means we're moving each point left 2. So if I start with this one here, it's at -4, 0. So if I move it to the left 2, we're going to be at -6, 0. This point here is at -2, -3. If I move it to the left 2, it's going to be at -4, -3. So again, notice I'm moving each point. This point here is at 0, 3. So if I move it to the left 2, we're going to be at 0, 2. Or not 0, 2, my fault. You're going to be at -2, 3. Okay, this one here is at 1, 1. If we're going to move it to left 2, we're going to be at -1, 1. This one here is at 3, 4. So again, if I move it to the left 2, I'm going to be at 1, 4. Let's see here. Last but not least, this one here is at 4, 0. So if I move it to the left 2, it's going to be at 2, 0. So again, if I connect my points then, there was no vertical stretch or compression. All we did was move it to the left 2. So my domain is going to be now from -6 to 2, and my range is going to be from, it's still -3 to 4. So again, we're just moving our parent function graph based on the transformations that are occurring. Okay, so next, this one here is f equals f of x minus 2. So this means you're moving the graph to the right 2. Again, we're based on this original parent function. So again, if my point was at -4, 0, it's now going to be at -2, 0. This point here was at -2, -3. Now it's going to be at 0, -3. This one here, which was at 0, 3, it's now going to be at 2, 3. This one was at 1, 1. Now it's going to be at 3, 1. This one here was at 3, 4. Now it's going to be at 5, 4. And this one was at 4, 0. So now it's going to be at 6, 0. So notice the shape of my graph does not change. We're just transforming it based on what is occurring here with my function. So my domain is my x values. It's going from -2 to 6. And my range, still the lowest, is -3 up to +4. Okay, so next one here, we have f of x minus 2. So this -2 at the end means we're translating the graph down 2. Again, from the original parent function. So again, rather than tell every point, let's just go ahead and do it. So voila, there's my graph. So again, if I connect it, notice it did not change shape or size, it just changed where it was located. So my domain is still going from -4 to 4, and my range, since it dropped down 2, it's now going from -5 up to +2. Okay, so this next one, y equals f of x plus 2. So the plus 2 up at the end means I'm transforming my graph up 2. So from the parent function, I'm moving every point up 2. So let's go ahead and just do that. So again, if I connect my points, again, it did not change shape or size, it just shifted up 2. So my domain is still going from -4 to 4. This time my range is going from -1 up to 6. Okay, so last but not least, on this page, we have y equals 2 times f of x. So the 2 out in front means we're going to do a vertical stretch of 2. Okay, so vertically, we're going to double everything. So this point here was -4, 0. Well, the y value was 0. So if I double 0, I still get 0. So my point's at -4, 0. This point here was at -2, -3. So I'm going to double vertically, so double the y value. So -3 times 2 is -6. So now my point's going to be at -2, -6. This point here was at 0, 3. So if I double 3, I'm at 6 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is going to be up here. So hopefully you're starting to notice it's stretching vertically already. This point here was at 1, 1. So when we double 1, we get 2. So now it's at 1, 2. This point here was at 3, 4. So if we double 4, we're going to get 8. So it's going to be at 3, 8. And then 4, 0, when I double 0, I still get 0. So it's still 4, 0. So again, if I connect my points, notice it's stretched vertically. Okay, so my domain is still from -4 to 4. And my range is now from -6 to 8. Notice what I do, I doubled it. So again, -6 to 8. So this is the completed page for your notebook, the first part of it.